Guys, it's me, it's Queen Aset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Now, oftentimes, you guys know I talk to a lot of people. I talk to at least 100 people in a week. And these are just different conversations from Facebook to my jobs, teaching my classes, doing readings, talking to subscribers, at least 100 people a week, literally. And I have a lot of conversations with people about relationships. A lot of people in the world want help with relationships, or even just understanding how to navigate through them. And one of the things that comes across to me often is we don't all have the same definitions about things. We don't have the same definitions about what it means to be in a relationship, what kind of relationship. Simple things that we used to be able to take for granted are not. You can't anymore. And people have these, for instance, love. I'll give you a perfect example about love. People, if you ask different people around the world, their definition of love is different. So when you get to know somebody, part of the process of getting to know them is figuring out their definitions. What is your definition of love? What is your definition of this? What is your definition of relationship, period? Because some people say relationship and they mean monogamous relationship. And then somebody else can say relationship and they mean open relationship. But they didn't quite say that, you know? So you have to really ask these kinds of questions. And one of them that keeps coming up, and it's come up a lot in the past like 3 weeks, is people keep saying to me, what exactly is single? There used to be a time when we all understood what single meant. Now the lines have become very blurred. Because when some people say they're single, they mean they're not married. And that's not the definition that I'm working with. That's not the definition that we were working with in the past. And it has some issues with it. Simply because of the fact that according to, I'm going to read you the Google definition. According to the Google definition, a single person is an unmarried person, or a person that's not involved in a stable relationship. Okay? So if you are unmarried but in a relationship with someone, you're not single. And this is something that a lot of people don't comprehend, and they even want to argue the point at times. But the bottom line is that if you have made a commitment to another person and that commitment was to be monogamous, you are no longer single. You are now in a relationship of whatever kind that you want to call it. Now, if you want to be in an open relationship, a polyamorous relationship with multiple lovers, you just need to communicate that. What I'm finding out is that people are not communicating this. They're just doing it. So they're like, I don't understand what's wrong. I'm not married. Yeah, but you promised someone that you were going to be in a monogamous relationship with them. And I only hear this from cheaters, by the way. I wanted to point that out because I think that most decent people already know this. But I wanted to point it out because a lot of people say this to me. And I'm like, so you're unmarried, meaning you're single, but you haven't communicated this to the person you've been living with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. So it's a lot of manipulation and deception really to it. But I just wanted to point it out because I'm hearing it a lot more frequently. I'm hearing people say this to me often. And my thing is that, okay, you can use that as your personal definition, but have some integrity and tell people that you deal with. Whenever I deal with a woman, I tell her in the beginning. I don't wait until we've been together for a while, or we, done had sex and, been all over the Casbah. I tell her in the first couple of conversations what I am and am not willing to do. What I do and do not want in a relationship. I tell her up front. So she can decide in the first 3 dates if she wants to go on the fourth. You know, I tell her how I am. I tell her my beliefs about relationships. I tell her what I'm looking for. You know, I tell her where I'm going with my process, my dating process. That way, if she's not with it, she cannot call back. And she can go on and find someone who's more interested in what she's interested in. The problem I'm seeing is that people are not giving their lovers the respect and the consideration to just tell them flat out what it is and what it's not. So if you Billy Badass and you unmarried and you're single in your mind, then you should have enough respect to tell the partner you're with that that's how you feel. And if they're not feeling it, let them go and get a partner who is feeling it. It's all about having integrity. It's not about what you do, it's how you do it. I tell women immediately what I think and how I feel. And if they don't like it, they can leave right then and there. Nobody's hurt. No time has really passed. No investment has really been put in. And she can go float off and do her thing. So what is single? Single is unmarried or not in a relationship. So if that's not your definition, you need to state to the person that you're seeing what your definition is up front. Okay? So when people ask me this question, I'm like, let me explain. Let me explain what this is not. Okay. So let's say, for example, let's go on to the second half of this. Let's say, for example, that you are waiting for someone to come home from the military. You're waiting for your girlfriend to come home from jail. You're waiting for somebody to come home from a trip abroad or a job abroad. You're waiting for something like that. In those cases, you are indeed single. Because some people will argue with me that they're single or not. Okay, if you're waiting for homeboy to come home from jail or come home from college, you are single. However, you have the obligation to tell anybody that you're kicking it with that you're emotionally attached to another person. And I really shouldn't have to tell y'all this, but I do because some people, like I said before, in the past couple of weeks, have been looking at me like, oh, for real? Yes, for real. If you're emotionally attached to another person, the person that you're talking to needs to know that. They don't need to know all the details. They don't need to know all your business, but they need to know there's someone else I'm emotionally attached to. And I want to see you. I want to date you. I want to get to know you, but I want you to know that up front. That's all you have to say. You ain't got to tell them homeboy in jail. You ain't got to tell them homegirl, is in college. You don't have to tell them nothing about that unless you choose to. But you need to say, I am attached to another person, but I am indeed single. I'm not in a committed relationship. I'm not married, but I am emotionally attached to another person. Why do I say this? Because I and a lot of other people that I've been talking to have run into this. A long time ago, I was seeing this girl. And we were seeing each other for months. And then one day she tells me that her ex-boyfriend is in the military and he's coming home next week. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, well, when he's home, we're exclusive for the 2 weeks while he's home. So he comes home for 2 weeks every 6 months and they're exclusive. And I'm like, girl, bye. I stopped seeing her because I was like, you stupid and he's stupid too. As a matter of fact, he not stupid. You're stupid for letting him tell you that dumb shit. And God knows what he doing when he across the sea. But I didn't get into that with her. I just told her, go and get. Go ahead, go and get. So then as soon as he left, she comes knocking on my door. Nah, I'm good. You keep on waiting for him to come back home. And she should have communicated this to me in the beginning of the relationship. I need to know that my relationships have potential. And if you're emotionally attached to another person, for me, that can potentially kill the potential. So if you are in that situation, talk up. I'm hearing this more and more from people that they're experiencing this. And all I'm saying to you guys is, no matter what you do in the dating game, communicate the truth to your partner. That's all I'm saying. Don't be that person who is playing with somebody's heart, somebody's feelings. Because if somebody's getting to know you, the chances are that they are getting to know you because they might want a relationship with you. They might not. But at least they need to know if that potential is there or not. Be honest with them. So, homegirl that I told you about, I stopped messing with. I spoke to her a couple of months later. We had an email conversation. Come to find out, homeboy had twins in the country he was in. So here you are being exclusive with him when he comes home for 2 weeks, but he done made a whole family in the other country. So all I'm saying is be honest with your partner. And to be honest with you, that's what she get. I hate to say it because it sounds cruel, but that's what she get. Because she lying to me, now he lying to you. That's called karma. He done lied to you all this time, telling you that he not seeing nobody, he not doing nothing. The whole time he doing him. And then when he comes home, hems up your time to be exclusively with him. So she got what she deserved, in my opinion. So those of you who are out there in the game and you're single, communicate these things to people that you're seeing. And don't wait until there's an emotional attachment. Tell them up front. Okay? I hope that helps, guys. I'm out of here. So if you want to send me a love donation, please do. Every donation is very much appreciated. So I will leave my PayPal. I will leave my Amazon wish list as well in case you want to send me a gift from there. I will leave my email in case you want to ask a question or get a reading. And I will also leave my social media information in case you want to hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Thank you for listening. Talk to you guys later.